still up. Talia, not banned, hasn't been picked yet. I think there are still a lot of angles here for IG to go for. But yeah, Talia is just kind of that natural decision. And BLG, we'll see how they respond.
I'm curious what Beichuan feels like he's going to be able to grab here. Because you ban 3 junglers, you got to have an idea of what you want to play yourself. We saw that Skarner was banned away from him in the second phase. It's a big champion for him. You point out the Sejuani as well in a spot like this. No Xin Zhao from game 1. But they'll go with the one of the most stable early picks here with the Varus left up. So Elk's going to gobble that one up.
Yeah, I feel like it's an easy pick for him there. You can be flexible in your build paths. And give you a lot of different options there. It's going to be about response, a response for Knight in the mid lane, or just getting Beichuan, one of the better jungles up. But it's looking like the answer is neither.
Oh.
A Scion, very frequently denied from very many teams. Bin just wants it.
And Bin had one of his coolest highlight reels. We saw it in the last time around in that game 2 when he got behind IG, hit the 3-man decimating smash, full knock-up. That won them the game 2. Saw the crowd react a bit to this Nidalee pick. At this point in the draft, it can technically be Jiejie's, but it's a team with TheShy.
We know.
So.
Yeah, I mean, TheShy is the one who popularized this pick quite literally everywhere. So you got to imagine it is going to be the response to the Scion there in the top side. So it is going to be going for more of that split push threat. It is pretty strong as a duelist, even in the AD build, so that'll be interesting.
I will point out that the clear worry. There have been games where TheShy, most of the time he gets that very big early lead, just being a menace, getting a ton of grass stacks, but it's been rough for him to translate it out of lane because that's the nature of this pick. So
yeah,
I'm curious to see how that Nidalee fits in again, knowing the highs and the lows of this pick. The Lilia comes through for Beichuan, so he played this. He was a big fan of this on Thunder Talk. He had some really big Lilia games for that team, but it's a different look for Beichuan on a team like BLG. So that's cool to see that he gets that kind of a carry jungler after playing a ton of more supportive style, knowing this team's identity.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested to see what the bans are going to be here. I think Annie ends up being fine. You just want to remove any wombo combo potential. I think Jiejie is probably going to get hit with another jungle ban. I wonder if it's going to end up being the Skarner on his end, just because that's pretty popular overall.
5 jungle
either way,
bans.
I think he's
Wow.
beating some CC, yeah, a lot of jungle bans.
That would be, that just like teeters on disrespect level. And so the Jarvan, yeah,
Ooh,
5 jungle
respect.
bans. Jiejie, what does Jiejie get to play? I mean, Skarner's still left up.
Skarner's up, Sedge is up. There's a lot of options.
I think he's in a fine spot because you also really need a primary engage tank for jungle at this point with this comp. So it does play into the wheelhouse of IG, who will likely, I would assume, take away another mid pick they don't want to deal with from Knight here. Yeah, and they, wow, so the Zed gets a ban. All right, so do we leave counter pick here for Knight, or do we do on for support? Because
you do on for support for sure.
No Silas, remember? Rookie played game 1
Yeah, you don't
Silas.
have to worry about a Silas. I mean, the fact is you just want to give... Why use it for support when you can use it for someone like Knight in the mid lane? Especially when something as powerful as Alistar is up. It just feels like a no-brainer. You have a great front line here for Elk, and I think in this situation... he actually can go the on-hit Varus build and not feel like he is on the verge of death at every moment. So gives him a pretty good opportunity to get to auto-attack this game, which is great.
It's interesting because there's like 2 sides to the coin. I almost feel you see like 3 very squishy champions. It's like, oh, lethality is going to get a ton of value because there's no tanks that just gobble up the arrows. But I think that's a good shout for lethality or for on-hit because there's just so much peel on this comp. It's really Elk's world to play with on this Varus. We do get Meiko locking in the Leona. It's a common pairing with the Jhin. You can just get some serious CC chains coming down and across. But Jiejie, this needs to be a tank jungler, or
no, I think it needs to be like a Kindred or something. Genuinely.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think IG have a damage problem. Oh, I don't like this one here. I really think, like, Alistar and Sion, like, how is Jin Talia going to kill that man? I don't know. I just really don't see it. And the only other thing, wait, hold on. What's?
Yeah, so it's.
Oh, it's Jace mid. It's Jace mid.
It's Jace mid. Yeah,
I don't know why. I had a moment where I was like, Sion jungle.
Yeah.
What year is it? Where am I?
Lilia mid. What's going?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. I feel like I'm in the caster clash. But yeah, I mean, immediate flag for me. Serious damage problem for IG. I think Sion can just build the most armor in the world and laugh at everybody.
And now with this Jace pick, I think this is lethality Varus because it feels impossible. I feel like it's such a struggle for this team to get to both Knight and Elk, who just get to sit back with a big range advantage and like open up.
Yeah.
So this maybe I'm the negative Nancy here. This feels like one of the biggest draft gaps I've seen in a hot minute. Dare I say that? Maybe jinx this game, but I am really a fan of what BLG have come away with here.
I am too. It's less that for me though, and more I don't like what IG ended up finishing their comp with because again, you have, don't get me wrong, you have a lot of utility, you have a lot of tools to play out early mid game, but like late game, I don't know if I see Jin. I mean, Jin's not a tank killer. Nidalee, I mean, isn't really going to build any pen. So while you'll be able to clear waves and be annoying in side lane, I think Sion is just going to be able to be more useful in team fights at the end of the day. So it's really just going to be a lot of pressure onto Jiejie and TheShy to be able to have a lot of impact early on.
That's the one thing this comp does accomplish is just skirmishing to a win from the get-go. Get proactive with this Lee Sin, get TheShy rolling on this Nidalee into a Sion where it's just like lane is already TheShy's and he can play completely comfort in the comfort zone. Rookie Talia wall comes up. You can play for overloads. The point being is that if IG are going to make this comp work, they need to be proactive from the opening minutes. Beatdown.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, Slayer. And even stuff like this is great. You know, traps, vision, just trying to disrupt this Lilia's clear and keep Beichuan on the back foot. Anything you can do to kind of disrupt BLG's rhythm is very important in this game. Because again, like, it feels very hard for IG to play this game later on.
So what sort of antics do IG have in store? This is the team coming into this matchup on a 5-series win streak. Been looking super dominating, knocking off opponents like JDG in 2-0 fashion. Being able to put consistent series together, which has been a marker that neither one of these teams can say a lot for this entire Rumble stage. But BLG are in a prime position, and while they don't have as much backing of the Twitch prediction as last game, it is still you chatters looking at a 2-0 from BLG.
Yeah, again, I'm with chat on this one. And yeah, we'll see. Right now, Gala and Meiko, they obviously have a pretty decent advantage so far in the early lane. We'll see if they can turn that one into something. Beichuan, they have every understanding of where he is, where he's going to end up. So that's why I like what Jiejie is doing right here. He's going to meet Beichuan on his blue side. And he's going to see if he can get some kind of kill going on here. Or maybe just take the blue buff.
You're much more powerful at this point. Lilia is a bona fide power farming jungler. A lot of picks coming down from Beichuan, so he knows at least not to even walk towards the side river and sort of contest Jiejie, who will take the blue. Maybe look towards the mid lane. Seems like JJ's pathing is he's really trying to read Beichuan's next move. He's cutting off his own top side, so Beichuan is just kind of doing a little track star impression here, running back and forth between his two jungle sides.
Yeah, and we'll guarantee that JJ does get that camp up on him as a result, and it messes with Beichuan's first clear a good bit. So now, and the warding is good too because, again, IG, they know where he is. They have perfect tracking on this Lilia so far. So being able to disrupt him on a farming champion like this, it is important. So this is a good start to the game.
Good start, but need to build on it going forward for IG. The question will be, is the lead big enough to close this game out in time? Woo! Against the ticking time bomb that is this BLG comp. Fancy footwork here. Coming across for Rookie. As we, once again, in a matchup that we hyped is all about the team fights, is slow and methodical through this early window. First resets coming through for both these bottom lanes. BLG will make the move to swap up their Varus and Alistar into TheShy. And Vid will teleport straight back in to try and maybe get some plates off this turret.
Maybe. We are seeing, though, that it was a good early swap coming through here from BLG. Elk will lose out on a couple minions, but overall, because Bin was able to TP, he gets this wave in, actually denies it a good bit from TheShy, and is able to get Demolish Fuck off on the turret here. So, honestly, not a bad position for BLG to be in. Still the angle for them to play for grubs if they really want to, and man, Bin, he's putting in work here. He's trying.
Listen, he is handshaking graph stack swaps. That's what's going on here. Just needs to be careful not to give up a kill along with it, as the spear does go wide. So does the
My
slow
God, that
from
healing.
It's not going to get any less ridiculous, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Very true. Otherwise, we're seeing, again, actually, another swap coming through here. Just trying to limit what Bin is losing, it seems. But it's tough, because right now TheShy, he has a big wave on his side here. He can kind of hold that wave if he wants to limit what Elk is going to be able to farm from this one. So now with that, you see that ping coming through here. They know someone's supposed to show up. But Elk might have a difficult time actually farming.
I wonder if he's just going to kind of sack those resources and try and help with this Drake take.
Yeah, I think so.
So just power through for this dragon. Beichuan gonna try and grab that one up. Talked about a lot with these teams fighting on windows that are good for them and not trying to overforce things. So a little bit to my surprise that BLG respect the IG presence and come off that dragon and make sure there wasn't even a chance for anybody to fight over it. Maybe the mid lane is where the fight actually comes, is before Meiko roams over. Nope, just to make sure that Rookie can get this wave in.
I think it was the right call to back off that dragon, actually. Because Jiejie is playing Lee Sin. I mean, it's been a while since I've casted this champion, but I remember that the Resonating Strike, similar to the Maokai Q, does do that sort of execute damage. Does make it easier for Lee Sin to steal objectives. He is a little stronger at that stage of the game, so I think BLG, they don't want to take any chances and give away objectives and kills they don't have to.
You know what, BeatDown, at the very least, we were hyped for the Lee Sin 1v1 in the last series, and then realized it was a little more somber because we didn't have any ward hops or crazy mechanics.
Oh, but we have him now!
We have him now!
True! You're so right.
So we'll see if Jiejie can tap into those fun Lee Sin
into the Karsa.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, though, we're just tapping into plates. Elk and On are going to grab that one that Bin started off earlier. Is they're keeping Meiko down here to try and protect TheShy. They've been leaving Gala up solo topside. Another game where they do that just to give him some solo XP and keep him competitive in the farm. He's built up another freeze of his own that Bin will unfortunately have to answer for.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting state to have the laners in. I mean, TheShy is able to offer a lot more pressure onto Elk, keeping this Varus behind. Does suit IG pretty nicely. And Gala's doing a pretty good job in that 1v1, so really only benefits them. Because you want to be slowing down BLG and slowing down them reaching the power spikes that they're hoping to get. Oh my God.
That's a full tank right there, ladies and gentlemen. That,
yeah, I mean, if he's not careful, Bin's gonna ult him.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Throw caution to the wind, Bin. You are playing the Scion. And that is the one difference from the last game when these lane swaps came out for BLG, is that Bin is totally comfortable just weak siding on the Scion. All you care about is stacking your health. So we'll see if he gets a little bit swifty here with his unstoppable onslaught as the grubs are started up by Beichuan. Lilia very good at taking these grubs, but Jiejie, ooh, does not win the smite battle. So burns his smite, and without it, he can't even try and trade one of these back. And that one misstep on the D key is going to give BLG another game of 3 grubs.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't focus anymore because you said get Swifty, and it like unlocked the memory.
What you know about those season 1 Rick and Morty plugs? That's what I'm talking about.
More than I expected, apparently. It's been a while, but it's a good time.
So you got to keep the vocabulary fresh, all right? There's too many buzzwords that you can say as a caster.
I know.
Luckily,
like,
you got one of the few ones. You got the Cardinal Sin one out of the way early. I think you said in the pregame the ships passing in the night. I've committed myself to never.
I actually yeah.
Oh,
I actually said that. Oh my god.
Oh my! There's some fancy footwork going on in this mid lane. Elk gets around a Q. The ult goes wide from Rookie. The Q also he steps around it, and we are still deadlocked at 0 kills. It's IG versus BLG, and we're gonna go 10 minutes with no kills.
That's crazy. But I mean, yeah, those spells. I mean, you want to talk about ships in the night.
Oh my God! Cut this guy's mic right now before he screams.
I actually said that one intentionally early on too, just because I know I'm like everybody says it. I'm like, but this is a little different, you know.
Well, now you know that I'll never say it unless I see literal ships
I'll get you
passing.
to say it. I'll get you to say it.
We'll see. We'll get.
I'll wear him down, chat. Don't worry.
You're right.
I know this is what you want to hear.
This is exactly what they care about.
Yeah.
It's
not the gameplay.
Not 2 teams that last time they faced, they had 50 kills in 50 minutes at 0-0.
Nope.
All right, here we go. We're going after Knight. Knight has a lot of friends coming his way, but he's got the flash. Another sidestep on a snare. The Deadly Flourish not going to land. This Dragon has been waiting patiently. Did not expect the grubs to go down before him. The Chemtech Drake is just watching everybody walk away from this pit. He's like, do I smell bad? Is something on my
Is it me? Is something on my face?
What's going on? Can somebody help, please?
And BLG
wants
are
to
very
fight
happy. BLG are happy for that stalemate though, because I think the reason they went for that dragon early on is it was more of a luxury. When you're a team that scales really well, you don't need Dragon Soul, but picking up an early Drake is always great because you delay your opponent picking up the soul. So with that in mind, they've been able to not necessarily get it, but prevent IG from getting it. At this point, if we were to get a soul, it would be very late. And by the time such a conversation were to happen, BLG would just be online. They would be that 2-item mark where they want to be. And that's why you're seeing Jiejie go for the Drake right now.
So it'll finally started up at 11:30 on the clock. And BeatDown, how worried are you for IG now? Because we are already concerned from draft. Hold on, his Elk going to be the target of a pick play. Gets around the Solar Flare, but does not get away from the Seismic Shove. Doesn't have Cleanse or Flash, and there it is! Nearly 12 minutes into the game, IG strike first and get the kill onto Gala.
Yeah, really nice move there from Rookie. Oh,
we didn't see it on. We didn't see it. Nothing to see here, everybody.
My eyes are closed. Only bright side, been knocked down 2 turret plates while Rookie was away. But at the end of it, not only is getting a kill onto Gala good, getting Elk off the map at all is a pretty big deal.
Oh, Beichuan. Oh, the flash to resonate. There we go, JJ. That's why you picked the Lee Sin.
Yeah.
Style it.
Nice. It's exactly what we needed to see. Again, more proactivity, more aggression, and more damage there onto the Lilia. Yeah, Beichuan has the Leandries already, but you're still waiting a little longer before this Lilia really becomes a threat.
So what's funny is the question I was going to ask you was how worried are you now for the IG draft after already having some concerns when they were picked?
I mean,
but immediately after that they get 2 kills. So it's got to be a better answer than what I was expecting from you a minute ago.
I mean, still, no, I mean, still concerned. At the end of it, this is what they need to be doing. This is just kind of bare minimum. When you have compositions like this, this activity. Trying to generate leads like this is kind of what you expect. Sure, if they want a pat on the back, I guess I'll give them one. But really, this is just kind of the ideal situation here. It is nice. This rotation is going to allow TheShy to be able to get some more turret plates and get more farm. I'm sorry. He's playing Nidalee, guys. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. I mean,
really.
he's got heals and 10 billion hops. Like, yep, there it is. 300 HP right back in the tank. Elk gets his summoners back up, so he won't be a pretty Sid Duck an easy target. There aren't many on the map to really be a target for either of these teams, but again, for BLG, it's biding your time. You're waiting to get this Lilia, pretty strong. You've got 2 monomune-based champions. His rookie now becomes a prime target without flash on the Talia, right as I was talking about how there weren't any prime targets.
Yeah, nice
Jiejie on a ward.
Yeah, he doesn't know. The thing is, Meiko's around though, so this is actually favorable for IG.
Bottom
see
lane,
Elkin
though.
on.
Yeah.
This is a little awkward. They could get turned on.
Oh, over the wall with the Hex Flash. There's no wave to even think about a dive coming across here.
Yeah.
So everyone walk it out. Now walk it out. Now walk it out.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, I thought.
200 HP heal.
Yeah, very chill. Otherwise, and again, I mean, we could be diving. Yeah, he's like really low mana. They have a wave.
Here comes Knight with the Jace. Weaver's wall. Bin flashes.
Ooh,
not
the
enough.
last rock.
Here comes Knight, though. The golden left hand. How many kills can he find? He's got to get some pretty good target selection here. Whiffs the enhanced shock blast. TheShy is dancing around him. The kill finally comes across, and Beichuan's here to clean up the second one. Right when you think IG are making the better play on the map, BLG shut it down. 2-1 kills.
Using the Lily of Sleep is kind of crazy, but you know what?
Actually.
You secure the kills, soul laners for IG are down, and you are going to be able to get the Rift Herald. So it's a good way for BLG to get more gold into their pockets, allow them to equalize the very small gold lead that's up right now. On has to play defense just to make sure nothing funny ends up happening, but you got to imagine this is going to be a guaranteed take here. Can they walk out is the question.
They don't have that lilting lullaby, as you pointed out. Meiko going to hold on to the solar flare. There is a curtain call as well. Jade's Corruption not going to land on a Jiejie. Owen going to have to use the Unbreakable Will. Flashes, one curtain call shot, the other one blocked by Elk Masterly. The Resonating Strike comes through for Jiejie and gets the kill onto Owen with the kick. Ben Helt, full HP, very tanky Scion, but there's no damage behind him. He's kind of just holding the line here, daring all of IG to jump on after him. They won't find that kill either, but still 1-for-1 thanks to the nifty Lee Sin plays that Jiejie continues to show out.
I mean, this is the pick that he wanted to play. He is playing the a burst damage Lee Sin build as well. It's Electrocute, Lethality. Since there are a lot of squishy members there on BLG, he wants to take advantage. If that Supersonic Strike ends up landing there on Beichuan, Knight, or Elk, basically it's flash or die.
Flash or die. This is the timer for IG's comp. With those cheaper items, they've got the Yomus and the Collector. The main ones to point out here that they're playing through. The Triforce done for TheShy. This is really a huge strong point for that TheShy special Nidalee, the Lethality Lee Sin. IG need to compound on this and keep looking for plays. They've got the Dragon stacking, which is pretty big for them, at least knowing that the other team is a scaling monster.
And it is a Hextech Soul as well, one that's very powerful.
Huge.
So a buff that they'll be very happy to collect, should they be able to get the remaining 2 dragons. For now, they're kind of going back to slowing things down. Next thing on the horizon is the Otacon. That I gotta imagine neither team can really take very quickly early on, but I wouldn't be surprised if IG would try to force it if they get an opportunity.
TheShy, I just love that no matter what's going on, he's just limit testing. How many turret shots can I take? How many Qs can I take from the Scion? Because you can't take very many Qs from this guy, this Knight. Jace coming across. The Seraph Shield, will it be enough to save Rookie? Wow, is that damage from Jiejie ridiculous? Where the hell did Knight go? Just like that. Double kill over to Rookie. IG fighting their way to wins once more. But Beichuan on the other side of the map is going to allow Bin to finally shut down that pesky Nidalee. Turret race.
I think IG are probably going to win that turret race. Although BLG do have the grubs. It's looking like that isn't going to be quite enough. Yeah, it's Beats of Warfare. That Lee Sin damage is actually hilarious.
Holy.
At that point, he had finished the opportunity, and it was buffed recently for melee users. I think it was on 2509, but don't quote me on that. And now, unfortunately, Elk.
Yomu's.
You get to live.
Oh. Needs to hit the chains of corruption to really make that outplay come across.
Yes.
Gala lives thanks to that. Meiko, hello. Zenith Blade through Solar Flare. The stun lock comes across onto Beichuan. The lethality Lee Sin is disgusting, and the wilting lullaby is cleansed by Gala, so he can't even be traded back out. Shouldn't have enough damage to finish off Own, I would think, with the Unbreakable Will. He goes back in, though. Elk damage is just not enough to knock down Meiko. TheShy flies in next, trying to find the XQ. Gets right back over the wall. Flash out away from the Deadly Force. The current call doesn't hit onto Elk, but it finds Own off to the side, and the rookie flying on in, surfing with the Weaver's Wall. Mops up the next kill. BLG are starting to crumble, and here comes lethality. Lee Sin again eviscerates the health bar of Elk just like that. IG break this game open to the tune of a near 4K gold lead.
And this is the gameplay that IG needed to go for here in this game. And Jiejie leading the charge with this lethality. Lee Sin has been able to do so much work here. Knight is going to get the turret trade. But actually, he is going to be at no risk to himself. Rookie doesn't want to mess with his chances there. But we're going to see it here. I think, honestly, this is not, I'm not going to lie, this hasn't been a great Varus game for Elk. He's been missing I think he's missed every chain of corruption so far, and missed very many piercing arrows. A lot of potential damage out of the picture. But otherwise, it's been a good look here for Invictus Gaming so far. They've been winning a lot of these skirmishes. Again, Jiejie has been doing so well in these fights. He's been setting up his team really nicely.
The picture, we see the Rift Herald used to try and knock down this mid-tier 1 turret, but it is not falling. They're committing so much to do this, but it's going to be to the tune of Beichuan getting sacrificed. BLG trying to flex their very tanky front line, and that piercing arrow finally hit its mark. In with the shock blast. There is the combo the BLG were desperately waiting for from Elk and Knight. It gets them a big play to swing the pendulum back. TheShy trying to answer onto his own tier 2 turret, but the teleport was there for Bin. Oh my god, how's Knight done this? Jiejie so low, that's a huge shutdown. Gala's gonna trade it. And opens up the current call. He was so accurate last time. He found 2 kills. He's 3 for 3 on shots. 4 for 4.
God.
Gala is rent-free in Elk's head right now.
Oh my god. Doesn't miss. And with that, at least it is going to be that bit of a response here. BLG are able to narrow the gold lead a little bit. It was a good fight coming through here, taking advantage of the fact that TheShy couldn't join, because you could see it. I believe the Unstoppable Onslaught came through here. Finally, a chain of corruptions lands. You love to see it. And you can see this whole time TheShy is splitting.
7-0 on this Jin for Gala. Oh, you were worried about it. Jin is not a tank buster. We're really going to test that theory now. How ahead do you have to be a tank buster is my question for Gala. I did see in the picture, I believe On died off screen, so there's another kill over for IG, but yeah, let's just soak this one in.
Let's just take it in, like, all 4. Beautiful.
Oh, I thought he was going to count all of them out. That would have been, oh my god, Knight! Oh, what is happening to BLG right now?
To be fair, IG's comp, really good at finding picks. Knight, who was flashless, I don't think there's really only one way that could have gone. So it's going to give IG the opportunity. They're going to secure this Otacon, get that permanent buff going for them, and BLG are going to have no response here. IG get this lead back up to about 4,000 gold. Exactly how they needed to play out this early game. It has been working out for them really well so far. The saving graces here for BLG are Bin, because the more armor that he builds, the more difficult it's going to be for really anyone to do anything about him on the side of IG. And Knight, who's already sitting at 3 items, by the way.
Yeah. Opportunity of his own completed. This is so much lethality in this game. I do like to see that Gala is not the one opting for it at this point. I'd like to think some of the factor comes down to the lead that he's garnered. So he is going to be really deadly no matter how long this game goes. If we do see BLG, stalling this one out a decent amount, because he's gonna have. I mean, he's got the IE done. This is like 3 items.
Yeah,
per
that's
gen.
huge.
This is terrifying.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. Any autos he's going to be doing onto people not named Bin are going to be so powerful.
Still got both of his summoners available. Is Bin gonna be targeting these side lanes? And there's more than enough damage between Jiejie and Rookie to cut through this health bar. Great seismic shove as well. There is no friends on this side of the map for Bin. And BLG, I mean, they're just all they can do is catch mid and top wave on the flip side.
Yeah, really nothing else to respond. I mean, we're a minute away from the Baron spawning. BLG still down 3K gold in this game. You got to imagine one more misstep like what we saw will give Invictus Gaming the opportunity to take that Baron.
So, worries, concerns from this draft. And IG are just piloted these team fights so well. And on cue, though, we do see Jiejie get caught under the turret from a Chains of Corruption, but gets out to safety. On cannot commit the full combo down there, so the tier 2 turret will fall as well. And dire straits are coming across here for BLG. Is stalling out this game, not really reality anymore. At the very least, Baron's up in, now. But the Hextech Soul available in about 2 minutes is so hilarious. Thinking about Beatdown, he said that Soul doesn't feel like it would be a conversation in this game, and if it does, it'd be too late and BLG would be too far ahead. That's not our reality.
True. Yeah, right now, instead, IG are actually in a really strong position, and they're approaching Dragon Soul. Oh.
Going after a Knight who gets picked off again by Rookie. This Jace gets 0 value. IG are laser focused on these picks. Want to force this series the distance. And the way they're firing, the way Gala's cooking, it's only inevitable by this point. Flashes for the crit shot, goes back to the curtain call. Finally, Elk is able to dodge one of these bullets. He'll survive, but surviving is not enough. There's thriving moments for IG. TheShy, the only one to go down to Beichuan, but Baron going to be the call here as Invictus Gaming look for the dagger.
Hey, very easily going to be taken here. Nice fight coming through from Invictus Gaming. And yeah, they want this series to go the distance, and it's looking like they're going to have the tools to be able to make it happen. No response so far from BLG these last 10 minutes or so. It's just been all IG all game long. Now with the big purple worm in their pocket. You're seeing some crucial level ups come through, and they should have everything they need for a Dragon Soul.
It's seamless. Just go right through the motions. Got the 5 Baron, set up the waves, take the Hextech Soul Drake, win the game. We talked about the pick potential of this comp, but it's one thing to say a comp has pick potential, and the execution has been flawless. That is the second fight in a row kicked off where Knight gets 0, zip, nada value.
And it's important to note, too, the way IG do a good job of splitting these fights up. Really, the only thing you're concerned about... Oh, I need to hold that.
Bye-bye on. Nice solar flare in the back end there from Meiko to catch Bin out as well. Jiejie hits the Sonic Wave, goes in after Knight once again. Before he can get any value out of this Jace, he's immediately down to a 10th percentage of his HP, and Hextech Soul is up for the taking for Invictus Gaming.
Man, there's just going to be no response. There's no way BLG can actually contest this one, so another big powerful buff, I should say, goes over the way of IG. And you got to imagine, they got everything they need to win out this game and take us to a game 3. BLG, they're so far behind right now, and it's clear the way these comps are interacting that IG are really good at singling out members and bursting them down. Knight, it doesn't matter how strong or fed he is if he gets 100-0'd before he can do any damage.
And it doesn't matter if you drafted a tank frontline if they can't survive a 4-item Gala, who pops Knight from halfway across the screen. Owen flies in. He's just trying to save his mid laner, and he will fall with him. It is all up Invictus Gaming right now. They are picking off BLG one by one, and Beichuan is next to fall. Invictus Gaming's 6-game win streak still within their grasp. The way they are dominating game 2. It's all going to come down to each team's final game on Summoner's Rift for the Rumble stage.
And right now, you got to imagine, I think this game is basically done. They're going to look and see if they can get a bit more, but the minimum inhibitors are going to fall. And if they really
might
want to
just
push
go
this
for it.
one, yeah, I think they can just send it. Seismic Shove doesn't land, but they do so much damage here. Ah, no,
Alright,
they're out.
they're gonna go. They're gonna try get out. BLG are gonna chase them out. They have a TP flight coming from behind. Bin, where's my team? He needs help. Gala's just crunching him right now. The piercing arrow sets up Rookie for a huge Seraph shield, so he goes back forward, and this should be the final breath for BLG. Another great solar flare from Meiko, and they've got waves coming forward. Nice TP flank Knight. See you later. Jiejie's lethality. Varus is too big of a brunt to bear. Golden form comes out for Beichuan. Doesn't matter. They're heralded towards their fountain. They're going to have to watch their base explode. What a response from Invictus Gaming. Pitching a near shutout against BLG, and we are going for 3.
Yeah, and a really great response from IG after a pretty difficult loss for them in Game 1. Now they've caught themselves up. The chance of keeping that win streak going is alive, and they're keeping their last game here in the Rumble stage. Very exciting.
And they're doing it the way we wanted to see from really both of these teams. IG were just, you know, they had the macro approach. They made the right angles, but when push came to shove, they just hand stiffed BLG in this one.
I think they played it really nicely, actually. One thing I wanted to point out, too, before a fight ended up interrupting us was that the way they were playing out these fights and keeping them separate was actually really smart, and I appreciated it. How they would keep the Scion to the side, and they would have 3 members, not including Gala on the Jhin, attacking him, and basically just making full use of their items and making sure that the Talia is attacking the Scion, who hasn't actually built any MR, and that Gala, who is incredibly fed on his Jhin and is perfectly capable of killing everyone else, can go and kill everyone else.
Yeah, and show off his skill ceiling again. I mean, the clip we'll see that really resonates it. It's just hit those L4 shots onto Elk to find those kills, the deadly flourish, the positioning. Flawless from Gala, and that does kind of start the conversation that I want to have about IG that we've touched on briefly, that you know what you're going to get from TheShy, right? He gets his Nidalee game. You know what Rookie brings in this mid lane, but when we talk about Jiejie, like, Pays is the floor, but the rest of the team's the ceiling, like, can push the ceiling. That's what I think this IG bottom lane is. When you get games like that out of Gala, and Meiko, by the way, who hits, like, a ton of clutch solar flares on this Leona.
He did.
That's what makes IG, like, scary as a playoff team in their own right.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. This bot lane has been performing a lot better as of late, and I think that's important to attribute, some of IG's success more recently to that. And I think it's really important too that they're able to continue leveraging that going into playoffs as well to avoid that early exit that you were kind of hinting could potentially happen to them in playoffs after the play-in stage comes through. Again, their opponent, it is guaranteed, it is going to be EDG, and beyond that, it's going to be up to them.
And yeah, and a reminder for that play stage for anyone who is wondering, it is like straight up, it's a simple bracket, right? It is those 6 teams from Group Ascend slotted into their spots, and then 2 teams from Nirvana. So you go top playing Group Ascend team, second place Nirvana team all the way through, and you just play a best of 5. Your winner's in playoffs, your loser goes on to split 3. It's as simple as that. So one big best of 5 series, and you want the easiest opponent you possibly can get, and IG are getting, well, from a standing standpoint, the easiest opponent they possibly could get.
Yeah. So, I mean, being able to set yourself up with that opportunity is really important, because it is going to be about how they're going to play out the rest of the series and hope that they can clean up that gameplay going into that next match once the play-ins actually begin.
It was really cool, though. So we take a look back at this game, too.
Oh, wow. I wanted to see who did the most damage. Damn. It looked like, I guess it was Rookie in the end. I thought for a second I saw a really big bar next to Jiejie's name, which would have been really funny with the lethality leaked in. I was actually pretty into that.
I mean, the way it deleted some of these people, like, it was disgusting. This is
like Task Manager style.
This is the one. This is the exact one I was thinking about. Like, watch Knight's
Oh my god, yeah. This was so funny, because I remember watching this, and we were like, what?
Actually, Control-Alt-Deleted out of the game right there.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate reality of Talia games is, like, it's so easy to boost your damage numbers on this champion. It's actually ridiculous.
Fair, especially when you're hitting a Scion all the time.
Yeah, it's just like, I've thrown I've committed 250 singular stones to the dome of this Scion, and also like an Alistar with Unbreakable Will, like just eats up all of these. So we're through 2 games now, Beatdown, and both teams who are some of the best team fighting squads had super late series against each other already. They've both picked pretty early and mid game centric comps.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Agency, I think, is really important to comp teams where you want to be doing a lot of fighting. Though there's the problem where, you create situations where if you fall behind, it feels really bad and difficult for you to come back into that one.
And these replays, I mean, it's just utter domination from IG. And while I love the point you made about like the intricacies of approaching these fights and IG's being so sound, because we talked about team fight for these 2 teams, and that means that like sometimes those macro decisions can go to the wayside a bit, but there are those micro fighting style decisions that also play a factor in the game, and they matter, and we saw it in this game from IG. Why they've been able to fight back from so many deficits is understanding how to fight on their terms. It wasn't in this game, but you look back to the FPX series from yesterday, they were down early in both of those games, and it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, and I mean, this fight is that kind of perfect example where they broke up the fight in 2, and basically having people target where they'll do the most amount of damage, they'll do the best amount of work. And from that point on, there really was just no way a BLG were going to be able to come back into this one. Again, Gala, really great performance there on the Jin. Deserves a lot of praise for that. And Jiejie, I was skeptical of the Lee Sin, but I was not familiar with your game. I apologize.
Our bad. So, very great game you said from Gala. Is he the player of the game here in the scoreline?
Probably.
Backs it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who else played? Yeah, it was probably just Gala, if we're being honest. I think he played the Jin nice. He did a lot of work. Kind of simple.
Sweet. I mean, hey, I'm with it. Nonetheless, as the guy that loves Gala, like this is what's so frustrating about this player is that, like, at his peak, he can go toe to toe. I guess the examples I could say now is like Pays, Jackie Love. Like, this guy can go blow for blow, but sometimes he's just really absent, and it stings for IG. So we'll see if he comes across with this player of the game. As I hear the sound coming across now, let's see if he earned that award. No, they give it to Jiejie.
I think it's fine too. Like, he was also very impactful this game. The Lee Sin was good. I just thought Gala did more.
Nonetheless, big win for Jiejie. Gets his 11th player of the game here on the Lee Sin pick. Goes full lethality. Shuts everyone up. Shuts all the doubters up, which really included myself in Beatdown with this pick. Nonetheless, IG have themselves another Game 3 and a chance to go with a 6-game win streak into the play-in tournament, making them the scariest team out of that bunch. Or do BLG have it in them to win this series and go into playoffs 12-6 and take a break before feeding their next opponents? We'll figure all that out on Summer's Rift one more time. The draft will go first, but before that, another break. We'll see you guys on the other side.